Hello, Umut here. I'm doing a fun project, creating a mini journal called Crazy Halloween. I'm using these adorable stamps and dies of Tim Holtz, crazy birds, dogs and cats. I thought they would be very suitable to create a Halloween theme altogether. So I will be creating 3 easy mini journal pages, featuring each one of them, on each of them, a bird, a dog and a cat. And I will be releasing one video every 2 days. So watch out for them. I did a quick gesso wash on my mini chipboard journal. I will be using distress paints for my background in Spiced Marmalade and Rusty Hinge. I decided to apply it directly because it was very easy. Then a little bit Rusty Hinge just to give a little bit diversity. This is an indigo blue stamp which has crackles on it. I'm applying it just to give a little bit interest to the background. And I am using archival ink here in color coffee. Then I will give a border to my page with distress ink. I'm using walnut stain. And lastly, I'm using black soot to give a darker border. I cut this haunted house with my Silhouette digital cutter. I will give you the link down below which image I used. But you can use any image that you want. You can stamp a house, you can draw it yourself, or you can print and cut another house. I'm going to stick it on my page, but before I do it, I want to have the door and the windows in different colors. So I'm using this cardstock. I'm coloring it easily with distress ink in mustard seed. Then I will stick them on top of each other to have the windows stick to the house. I also colored the door with vintage photo. I will cut it and I will stick it where the door is. I used matte gel medium to do all this. I'm going around the edges with Faber-Castell Pit Brush pen in black. This way the white edges won't show and it will look like we cut it perfectly. And here it is with its windows and door. I chose one of the dogs here. This is really a cute one. So I'm going to stamp it on a cardstock and then color it. I'm using my Zig brush pens this time. I stamped the image on a watercolor cardstock because these are watercolor pens. I also have a water brush near me just to blend the colors. I'm using tones of browns and I gave a cute red nose and a collar to my dog. Now I'm going to die cut it with the same shape that comes in this set. This set of die cuts is really handy because these stamps are really intricate, so it makes it super easy to cut them. I used my Sizzix Big Shot machine to cut it. And I'm going to stick some googly eyes on the dog, so it will be even cuter. You will see I stick the dog and the house to my page. I used foam tape for them to be raised to add a bit of dimension. And also you will see I embossed some spiders. I just forgot to press the record button this time. So I just stamped it with Versamark and used black embossing powder, and I will give the link to the stamp down below. Next I drew some really simple ghost images with my pencil. I cut them and I'm sticking them on the top of the page like they are haunting the dog. That's the idea. I'm giving some eyes to my ghosts and my spiders. Now I'm going to do some shading around the ghosts with my Faber-Castell big brush pen. But since the ghosts are white, I don't want to ruin them. So I'm using this tool that helps blend in the areas that are hard to reach. I'm going to use these two sets of alphabet stamps for my sentiment. First, I'm using this Stampendous alphabet. It's a really cute alphabet set. My sentiment is too cute to spook. So now it makes sense to have the ghosts over chasing the dog. I am embossing all the sentiment. And I'm using an embossing set by Lindy's Stamp Gang. I believe it's a Halloween set, so it has Halloween colors. And I'm using the orange one and the black one. And since the orange part of the sentiment is blended too much with the background, I wanted to separate them. So I'm using my Faber-Castell pen to draw a black line and give a shadow all around them. The background of the page seemed a little bit empty to me, so I'm using this stencil that I did myself using my digital cutter. I selected an image and just cut it with a stencil sheet, but you can use any stencil that has bats on it, and I linked one down below. And there were some marks over the ghosts which disturbed me a lot, so I'm going over them with my Faber-Castell white pen. This really covers all the surface with white, so it looks perfect again. And to bring the page together, I'm doing a little bit splashes with white distress paint, picket fence. And I'm using my glossy accents to give the gloss to the windows. This way they will look like windows. And the dog seems like he's standing in the air, so I'm giving a little bit ground to it with my zig marker again. And here's the finished look. I really like how cute the dog looks. The next video will feature the crazy cat, so look out for it in 2 days. And you can see a sneak peek picture at the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you did, or subscribe to my channel and my blog. See you in 2 days.